A wet and miserable morning greeted the riders for the final day of the Cape Epic mountain bike race. The field of 1,200 competitors emerged knowing they had done the hard work. They just needed to finish off one more stage. The race demands the riders compete in teams of two. Leading the way and looking odds-on for the win were Robert MENNEN of Germany and HYNEK of the Czech Republic. They had a 10-minute lead over the rest of the field, but they were refusing to get carried away just yet.
It was amazing, but I'm still a little bit nervous because there's still 69 Ks to go, and I don't want to celebrate anything before we actually cross the finish line in Lawrenceburg.
Although this is a race for the world's top riders, the masses can also compete. And amongst that lot, South Africa's 2007 Rugby World Cup winning captain John Smith, who appeared to take the whole thing in his stride. On the dot of 8 o'clock in the morning, the riders were away for one last ride. This is a race widely regarded as being one of the most scenic but demanding in the world. Each rider faces the daunting prospect of traversing 718 kilometres with 14,850 metres of climbing over 8 days. It requires total concentration and commitment. Some 3 hours after the start, the leaders emerged. And there was something for the locals to cheer about as BEUKES and Gert Haynes won the leg for South Africa, with the pair finishing as Africa's top riders.
It's unbelievable. It's a feeling I cannot put into words. Dishing it out to some of the best mountain bikers in the world on the final stage of the biggest mountain bike race in the world, and then coming away with a win. Yeah, I mean, it's a dream. It's unbelievable.
But this was a race that belonged to the European pair of MENNEN and HYNEK, and their delight was clear to see.
I never could imagine that I once win the biggest mountain bike stage race in the world, and now I'm so happy. It was so, yeah, I was so afraid of getting a puncture and not going to Lawrenceburg with the yellow jersey. So now it's a really, really big release, and I'm really, really happy.
While ARIANE KLEINHANS and Anneke Langford won the final leg to take the women's race.
You have to fight for every meter, so you really have to put a lot of effort into this race, and it's a huge investment we do as athletes.
So some South Africa success to celebrate on the final day of this year's Cape Epic. But the real story of this race is this lot, the amateurs who compete just for the fun of it and for the challenge this race poses.
There's so much dedication that goes into training for this. It's such a long journey to get here. So when you see that little 5 kilometre sign or 10 kilometre to finish, I think that feeling is irreplaceable. You know, every year it gets bigger and better, and every year you still get the goose flesh and the great emotions.
This is not an event that can be taken half-heartedly, but whether you come first or last, the celebration is the same. Dan Williams, CCTV, Somerset West, South Africa.